Hello, and today I review not one, not two, but 9 toys together because this is a Blokees Transformers Galaxy Class Wave 4 review. I don't think there will be a review for another wave for months because these are really expensive and I'm just too small to even think about contacting Blokees themselves to ask for a freebie. So without further ado, let's get to the first figure I opened. And it's Scarper. And honestly, thank Primus it was him first, because damn is he good. I have my nitpicks with how these are assembled, mainly just how tight every joint is, and these clear ball joint packs are way too tight. My other qualm is the fact that they're printing details instead of painting them, because the faceplate just doesn't look like a solid panel. I thought in hand it wouldn't be as noticeable, and it's less noticeable, but it still is. Other than that, I love the sculpt. I love the colors. Maybe the biceps and fists and feet could have been purple for a better color breakup, but they're sticking to the cartoon model and I can't really fault them for that. For articulation you get a ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders with an inner ball joint used for slight butterfly joint effect and a wide shoulder joint effect. The shoulder pads are on hinges so you can flare them out. A bicep swivel, an elbow band, a ball jointed hand, a waist swivel, ball jointed hips, a thigh swivel right above the knee band and a ball jointed ankles. And I'm not repeating all of that for others, they're almost identical, but the differences between them and Scarper is he gets a front loader bucket which is hinged in 2 places, and yes, the wheels spin. For accessories you get a pair of splayed out hands, and these just look dumb. I wish they were more relaxed and not as splayed out, but oh well. His tiny weepy shooter, this useless and pointless Autobot Decepticon insignias thing, which I thought you were getting one, but no, you need 2 of these for whatever reason. A base stand and a collector's card. All of them have a card. Well, more like a disc, but oop, there it goes. And since I don't remember who I opened next, it only makes sense for Hook to be next. He is largely the same except the shoulder pads, front half of the shins, torso halves, and of course the whole head. And all Blokees are like this. And it's incredible. It might seem repetitive and lame, but I honestly love how unified they all look. They're like if you mixed Hero Mashers, Construct Bots, and Freshbot of a Sacrificial Lamb together. Even the gun is the same, but instead of a bucket he gets a crane arm. And down here I couldn't stop myself from customizing a toy. I cut some plastic off so the hook can sit more flush with the arm, and subsequently the whole assembly can sit more flush on his back. Next one is Smokescreen, and he's not very good. For starters, his shins should have been a different color, and I really hated this face sculpt, but what he lacks in prettiness, he doesn't lack on features. His door wings are posable and his shoulder rockets are ball jointed. He also gets a gun. Fun! Alright, who's next? Oh, it's Nemesis Prime. And here's a bit of path swapping I did with him and the next fellow on the list. AK swap their biceps. And you'll see me do this again soon enough. It's a pretty good Optimus code. There's also a panel on his back you can remove. Blokees also has made Sideswipe backpack in the Shining series you can plug onto the back. But because this is Nemesis Prime, he doesn't get an ion cannon. Oh no, he gets double-barreled forearm mountain cannons of doom and destruction. And this cool red sword too, I guess, all of which is in a reference to either Power of the Primes or future releases of the same character. And it's such an overkill. But of course, as I have my own headcanon for Nemesis Prime, I'm displeased of the cyan. And I will be repeating it all it's red on my own. So with whom did I swap his biceps? Well, Snarl of course. And this is an interesting one because not only you get the robot mode Snarl, but also Dynamod Snarl in separate boxes. But I will cover both figures here. Robot mode first. Very nice, again, tons of great detail, and this sword is awesome. I wish he also had a blaster, but it's fine. But where the Snarl really shine is in his dinosaur mode.
That's the ticket.
And here's a surprising amount of reused parts between the 2 modes. The whole torso, the arms, and the tail are reused between modes, which is interesting because you can give the robot mode the blank chest from the Dino mode, plus you can put Dino mode's head on him. I have no idea why you would want this, but hey, you can do this, and that's all that matters. Now, I must say, I'm not the biggest fan of the Dinobots, which is surprising considering I'm Lord High Moon, but I don't know, I just never really connected to them the same way I did to Combaticons. So forgive me when I say this, I do not care for this figure. It's cute and it's cool and all, but there's already a robot mode Snarl, and I'm giving the Dino mode one to my little cousin. He is gonna love this thing more than me. And it's not a bad toy in the slightest. The head has a lot more range than you'd expect. The rear legs are just the robot mode arms, so they're nice and posable. Even the tail wiggles. But man, the front legs are just static. and they're wide jointed for some reason. Ultra Magnus here packs quite more pieces to assemble than usual, and he loses some posability in his shoulders, but man do I love this face sculpt. It's like perfect. The gun is perfect. The Enogen Cube as an accessory is perfect. The sculpted in matrix of leadership is perfect. His scores are perfect. I just wish I could take out his shoulder rockets easier. And I probably will swap his thighs for red pieces, just for a more even distribution of color. But I need to find a spare figure to do so. I have also printed some guns for him, cause you know, Magnus can deal with the lack of firepower. I do not get why Tarn is in this set. Is he honorary G1 now? And while I do not like IDW, the concept of Decepticon Justice Division is one of the very rare moments I like about IDW, and Tarn is definitely one of my faves. And his build is surprisingly very different to other Blokees. His whole torso and shoulders assembly is brand new, and while it's great, I wish the ball joint was the same size, so you could swap the arms around with others, and because the stick of the ball joint is also angled like on Gamer Edition Sideswipe, the possibility is limited, but if I could see why this design decision was made on Sideswipe, I can't here. This has no reason being blocked. The only accessory you get is his double-barreled cannon, which you can disassemble and have mounted whatever way you prefer. I actually prefer it this way. You were supposed to have it this way, but whatever man. Mine's chest assembly is also wobbly for some reason. I wish the mask was also an accessory, or at least there was a face sculpted behind it, but they did the unmasked head in the Shining version. I've also swapped his biceps with Shockwave. And speaking of Shockwave, he's the one I bought the whole case for. Sounds like a waste, but it'd be more wasteful to keep buying Wave 4 singles for a chance of getting him. And the only chances I'm willing to take are chances to get the Shiny Rare variant, which I didn't get. But honestly, it's for the better, because now there won't be any discrepancy between his purple and the custom Shockblade Blokees. And oh boy does it not disappoint. The build is usual, but I get more accessories, which include his arm cannon, the hose for it, a salute hand which could be used for nefarious reasons, but let's not do that. And of course, the most important accessory, which I honestly thought would have been saved for a Shining version, himself as the Target Master. And that's honestly it for the Blokees. Again, they're just little toys and you honestly don't have to go for whole cases to have fun. Just grab few singles from different waves and be set. Oh, me? I'll be dipping more into Classic Class, and I wanna go completionist on the CF1 releases. Well, in any case, the review is over. Turn the lights off.